What up, everybody? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Off the Record. And if you drive on America's highways and byways, then sooner or later, you are going to get pulled over, and you could very likely be getting a ticket that could put points on your license. And points could potentially affect your insurance rates, your employment, your credit score, could affect a variety of things, and you don't want them, trust me. That's why we at the Smoking Tire only use Off the Record. If you get pulled over, don't plead guilty. Go to offtherecord.com/TST. That's offtherecord.com/TST, and we will give you 10% off all legal services with Off the Record. Wherever you got that ticket, Off the Record will assign a qualified attorney in their network to fight it for you. And other than submitting the ticket and a little bit of information, you have to do basically nothing. And if they don't get those points off your record, you don't pay. So many people email me about Off the Record and how they have gotten those points off of people's license. And it could be you next. So go to offtherecord.com/TST, 10% off all legal services with Off the Record. All right, folks, on this episode of the podcast, I got into a fight with customer service. Zach spent a week and a half in a Volvo, and the planes are landing on the cars. It's the Smoking Tire Podcast. Let's go.
There we go.
I saw this. This plane comes in and tries to do a highway landing, but lands on a fucking Civic or something. Dude, that guy in the Civic is just rolling down the street, smoking endo, sipping on gin and juice, and laid back.
Thank God, otherwise his head would have been crushed.
And a Beechcraft is on his mind. Literally fucking da-da-da-da-da-da. And it bounces a couple of times too. Bro, Mike, what are the odds that motherfucker's running a dash cam? Because then the plane comes, it bounces on him and it goes forward. So he's got a crush, and the plane, he's got the best shot of all time. It would top the Mustang going off of turn 9 at Willow.
Oh, yeah.
For best dash cam video ever recorded.
Do you remember this was early internet?
By the way, I hope this guy didn't die.
No, they're both okay.
They are? Okay.
Early internet, there was a video.
First.
I think it was like...
We're joking about these things.
This might have been the 90s. It was like the first look at CGI I could remember. And there was a plane that lands, and it lands on a Jeep Grand Cherokee. And it's like the plane touches down on the Cherokee. And because the landing gear is broken, and the Jeep holds up the plane. And it's like the Jeep saves the day, and this guy's just driving along. I think it seemed like someone was making a spec commercial, and this proves that your Jeep probably is not going to support a C-130 that lands on it. I mean, this guy landed on this car. What's that plane weigh? 1,000 pounds?
No.
Pretty light, right?
More than that? More than that.
Either way, it came down, and thank God for A-pillar strength.
Yeah, I mean, enough to that plane. What is it? It occurs to me that I don't know what a plane weighs, but it must be more than 1,000 pounds. Beech Baron. Is the name is the type of plane. I mean, it is like a fixed wing aircraft, low wing aircraft.
Oh wow, I was way off. It's like 5,500 pounds.
Yeah.
A Baron 58 G58.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was, but all right, that's heavy.
Yeah.
That's some kinetic energy. Okay.
It's like
you need a Pagani roof structure.
To quote the great Doc Brown, he'll rip through us like we're tinfoil. You know what I mean?
When did he say that?
We're in a 46 Ford.
You.
He's flying. He says, Doc, let's land on him. We'll cripple his car. Marty. In a 46 Ford, we're in a DeLorean. Rip through us like we're tinfoil.
In hindsight, with what we know now, the 48 Ford would have also crumpled.
No, it would have been bad.
Yeah.
The second collision
We've all seen the Malibu
would have been
thing.
ugly. Yeah. But man, dude, that guy, he's in the middle lane too. This dude is the least aggressive driver. No one's around. 65, hands at 10 and 2, eyes forward.
Just listening to an audiobook about jazz. You know, a history of jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why if this dude was driving like 95 was the Mulsanne straight, he would have had both the focus and the pace to not be in this situation.
Maybe if the plane had landing lights, but I mean, if you were driving This plane descends very quickly. It didn't have. It looks like it had no power. It didn't really glide and touch land. It just kind of came down.
It lost altitude fast at the end here. Yeah,
so I think unless you spotted those landing lights,
if you scroll down into the
happening.
commentos of this Reddit post, is there another angle? Does anyone else have another angle of this?
One hurt, no deaths. That's good.
You want to guess who was hurt?
That's a picture I saw.
Is that? Oh, apparently. Here's a YouTube video showing something else. Okay, well, good times. I mean, flying. Every time I see a video like that, it makes me want to get a pilot's license.
It definitely tells me exactly why I should not.
Oh, is that the car?
I think that's the car.
What is that? Is that a Oh, it's a Camry.
Jeez.
Yeah. You think Toyota's going to give him a new Camry?
Oh, look at the cuts from the props. Whoa. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah, we do have another angle. Hell fucking
This is
yeah.
from further back.
Guy banks it right in, losing
Yikes.
altitude very fast. This is further back. Yeah. I mean, that's luck of the draw, right? If this guy has no power, it's like you just gotta hope.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is so scary.
Man, what do you think that conversation's like? Get out of there. Fucking get out of there.
Can I have your insurance? Do you have insurance?
Bro, you got Geico?
Yeah. Flyco.
It turns out it's the Mayhem guy. This dude doesn't have Allstate.
If you're not prepared for unexpected things falling from the sky, you're not prepared for mayhem like me.
Holy shit,
I'm a 5,500-pound beach baron, and I'm out of fuel.
That sucks balls. That's pretty.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's no bueno. Poor guy.
I would have loved to be there for the
Toyota.
pilot climbing out going, really sorry. Really, really sorry.
Bro, my bad. Okay, so for like 3 days, I wanted to tell you the wildest 3-week customer service fight I've had over $46, which is the kind of thing my wife would do.
It is.
And so I was going to start this by saying that there's a company called PartsGeek. Have you ever heard of this company? It's an online parts reseller. And I don't know. It's just a fucking website that sells parts. Thaddeus sent me lug nuts through this. It just looks like your
This looks
average.
very legitimate.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say that this little search bar right here, this reminds me of when you go to websites where you can download a YouTube video and there's like, type in, here's where the address goes, but here's a fake bar of an ad of where the address goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I had a pretty seamless transaction to purchase lug nuts for my Acura NSX because I needed regular lug nuts to sell the car, right? I had the black ones for the HREs. I needed silver ones to go back on the stock wheels.
Can I ask, did you call AutoZone or anything first, or you just went here?
No.
Okay.
I was talking to Thaddeus about it.
Right.
I was just like, yeah, because Thaddeus is my friend who's a photographer, and I was being lazy about getting the lug nuts. I was doing other things. And so Thaddeus just goes, here, I did the work for you, just like hit buy.
Got it.
So I go, okay. So I do. Hit buy. I do like 3-day shipping or whatever. Okay. Like, and I was gonna start this by saying that this is a story about this company stealing my money. Okay. But today, about 20 minutes before I got here, I got an email saying a refund has been initiated. Now, I haven't actually seen any money, but I won't use that word. I'm not going to call this segment PartsGeek stole my money. I wouldn't, because they're holding my money hostage.
You could say they held your money.
They're certainly holding my $46 hostage until further notice. Okay, but I ordered November 14th, 3-day shipping. November 14th, okay? On November 15th, I got a shipping notification, okay, with a tracking number, a USPS tracking number.
Just for listeners, it is December 10th today.
It's December 10th today. It's almost a month. On November 22nd, All right, it's now been over a week. I click on, the package hasn't shown up. I click on the tracking number. It does not go to the USPS. It goes back to PartsGeek's website, and it says your order is in transit. I then call, and I am told to wait 2 days, and then, you know, I then call again. I escalate it to the next person, and they say to wait 2 days. And I said, can I get a refund now? Because by now, I've just ordered the parts from AutoZone. Because now I need them. And now it's been 10 days, and all I wanted was fucking lug nuts, and they're not here, and I need them. So I got them from somewhere else, and I figured I'll fucking deal with this. So, okay, it's been 10 days, and they've told me to wait 2 days twice. The next day, I get an email that says, the warehouse has been alerted to the investigation. Please wait 1 to 3 days. Okay. The same day, later that day, it says, we've started an investigation with the carrier that may take 7 to 14 days. Okay. December 2nd. December 2nd. I go to the chat bot, not the video I sent you, but previous to that, I didn't screen record this one, and I request a refund based on the fact that it's now been over 2.5 weeks, and I've not received this part, and there's no one knows where it is. And they say there's an ongoing investigation. We can't refund you during an ongoing investigation. The next day, December 3rd. They say, I get an email that says, the carrier is investigating. We need to wait for the carrier to finish investigating and deliver their findings. I then call customer service, and I'm told it's a 45-minute wait. I go back.
Please wait 2 days on the phone.
I go back on the chat bot, December 9th. December 9th. This is from November 14th. December 9th, they go back on the chat bot. Just the investigation is ongoing. Nothing else. I would like a refund. Not while the investigation is ongoing. Well, I'd like you to cancel my order. We can only cancel the order in the first hour. We can't issue a refund if you don't return the. So I was like, okay, fine. Now it's what this was yesterday is the 9th, right? To the 10th. Today's the 11th, right?
Today's the 10th.
Today's the 10th. Okay. So today at 6:30 a.m., I call. I get on the phone. I'm caller number 25 when I call at 6:30 a.m. and I stay on the fucking phone for 45 minutes. I get to number 2, hung up on, gone after 45 minutes.
It just disconnects on you?
Yeah. I go back.
Be furious.
I go back. This is for $46. I go back on the chat bot, and at this point, I have the conversation which I have screen recorded and sent to you. First, well, by the way, I'm number 25, and it says, press 1, and we'll call you back when it's your turn in line.
Yeah.
Press 1, does nothing.
Of course.
Absolutely nothing. So now I sit there, and then they hang up on me. Now I'm at the chat bot. Do you have the thing? Can you pull it up?
Oh, I can airdrop it, I think. Yeah.
If you can airdrop it, it's worth showing a little bit of because it's fucking insanity. Guys, got to take a quick break for DeleteMe, sponsoring us today. DeleteMe makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everybody vulnerable, right? So when you sign up for something online, when you get a DoorDash or any kind of thing where you have to put in a credit card, shipping information, right? These companies then sell your data to data brokers who then sell that data to whoever, right? And that's how you get scam text messages, phishing, spam emails, fake phone calls, all that garbage, right? So what you do, you go to DeleteMe, right? DeleteMe will then go through the internet and find whatever information you want it to look for and remove it from those data broker websites. It's super easy. It takes a few minutes because you sign up. And you have to give them a lot of information. You have to literally tell them what to look for. But then once a month, for however long you maintain your account, they'll send you an emailed report of here's what we found, here's how we deleted it, here's what you have to do to delete it, and you can really find a notable reduction in scam text messages and spam emails and fake phone calls, things like that. And today you can take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for DeleteMe. Now at a special discount for our listeners. You can get 20% off your DeleteMe plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/tire and use promo code TIRE at checkout. That's the only way to get 20% off. Go to joindeleteme.com/tire and enter code TIRE at checkout. Joindeleteme.com/tire, code TIRE. And support is coming in hot today from Rula, because finding a therapist is hard enough. But finding one who actually takes your insurance, that's where most online therapy platforms fall short. Not to mention in-person therapists. Many don't work with insurance at all, which means you're stuck paying the full cost out of pocket or paying for an expensive monthly subscription. I have been in therapy for 20 years. I like my therapist. It was very hard to find my therapist. I don't know what I would do except go to Rula if I had to start over and find a new therapist today. But if your body hurts or something is broken or something's not working in your body, your insurance should be able to take care of that, right? To cover your physical health. But why shouldn't it also cover your mental health? And Rula makes sure that it does, right? They do things differently. They partner with over 100 insurance plans, making the average copay just $15 a session. That's real therapy from licensed professionals at a price that makes sense. And Rula is not just affordable, the experience is tailored around you. Other online therapy platforms might match you with the first available provider, whether or not they're the right fit. Rula considers your goals, preferences, and background to provide you with a curated list of licensed in-network therapists who are actually aligned with what you need, because they know that finding the right therapist can make all the difference. So Rula's got no waiting lists and no frustrating back and forth. Rula makes it easy to find a mental health provider, accepting new patients, and appointments are available as soon as tomorrow. Plus, Rula sticks with you throughout your journey, checking in to make sure your care is helping you move forward. Thousands of people are already using Rula to get affordable, high-quality therapy that's actually covered by insurance. Visit rula.com/tire to get started. After you sign up, you'll be asked how you heard about them, and please support our show and let them know we sent you. That's rula.com/tire. You deserve mental health care that works with you and not against your budget.
You are a far more patient person.
Well, no. About 3/4 of the way into this process, I decided this would be maybe funny radio for like somebody, and that I was going to fly the plane into the mountain. You know what I mean?
Car, as it were.
So, do you want to? So scroll down just a little bit. Are you showing the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to be the chat bot, which is gray, and I'll be
let's just play it
me?
out. Yeah.
Let's act.
Where do you want to start? Off the top? It's a minute.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. And I scrolled it in a way that I think it's readable. Okay. So go ahead. You're the chat bot.
Sure. Hi there. Welcome to the Parts Team Hi there. Welcome to the PartsGeek website. Our best qualified team agents are ready for you. Let us help. We have the best prices and benefits online.
I would like a refund on an order that I paid for but never received, and your company has spent nearly a month investigating.
Hello, this is Lucas Harper. Welcome to PartsGeek. Thank you for visiting our website. How can we assist you? Order number?
Order number, blah, 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 placed on November 14th.
Sure. Then I'm going to read this literally what is said. Please, CS259-62203. Which is a very helpful response for you. Hello, Matthew. We highly appreciate your patience regarding this. As of today, the investigation is still ongoing, and we are waiting to receive an update from the carrier and our warehouse. We will make sure to keep you posted as soon as we hear from them. This is the last update we have from your order, so you need to wait. You will get an update from the warehouse.
I would like you to cancel my order and refund my money.
We are not able to cancel the order at this time.
Why not? Please provide me the UPS or USPS tracking number for the package.
Unfortunately, we only have 1 hour after an order is placed to cancel an order. Because it is past that time frame and your order is being processed, we cannot stop it from shipping. Please contact us after you have received the items to set up the return.
The order never shipped. What is the tracking number of the package? I ordered this package 3 weeks ago and never got a tracking number. Your company has provided no evidence that this package ever shipped at all.
I completely understand the concern you have raised regarding the situation at hand. However, in accordance with the order you placed, I would like to inform you that this is the most recent update we have available at this moment. Therefore, in this particular case, it is necessary for you to wait for the final answer to be provided by the warehouse before we can proceed further. Real quick, when you sent me this, once I got to here, I was like, oh, you're talking to AI. Like, you are not talking to a human being. Yeah. Lucas is made up.
Lucas is not a human.
Yeah.
No, Lucas is Tilly Norwood. What is the tracking number? If you can't provide one, the package is in your warehouse and you can refund my money.
And then they sent a picture of the tracking number, which...
They said not a clickable tracking number. They sent a screenshot of
So it's a screenshot of the tracking number, and literally below it, in bright red, it says, tracking not available for this item. This may be because the tracking number is invalid, or USPS has not received payment, or has not received the item.
And then under the screenshot, Lucas says,
is there anything else I can do for you?
And I say, that screenshot literally says number invalid on it. You can give me an actual valid tracking number, yes.
Matt, I completely understand your concerns regarding the situation. However, I would like to clarify that the process of refunding the parts and canceling the order is not something we have control over. Currently, the ticket related to this matter is still open, which means that you will need to adhere to the policy timeframe that has been established. Unfortunately, we are unable to take any further action on this issue until we receive an update from the warehouse team regarding the status of your order. Thank you for your patience and understanding in this matter. Is there anything else I can do for you?
At this point, it is time to go.
And I love that you were like, I never agreed to wait for any time frame.
Anyway, I basically then said, I'm calling my credit card company to reverse
Yeah, you
the
talked
charges.
to a made-up person.
I talked to a made-up person.
That sucks.
Then I did, in about 3 seconds, shout out to Chase, Sapphire Reserve, dispute the charges and win. And so they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, that's
for
terrible.
$46. $46. A set of lug nuts. That's what this was over. I have fucking given customers hundreds of dollars of, like, in value of stuff on the off chance I fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, I've repaired fucking scratches in people's leather that there was no way, you know, that I couldn't, like... Because maybe, possibly, one of my guys did it. Maybe. Like, I've done, like, little...
This is why you don't own a jet.
This is crazy. Yeah, right?
PartsGeek probably has a jet.
Yeah.
I don't know. It says they've been around since 2008.
Yeah. And they just fucking outsource their entire shit to AI. And guess what happens?
And it's not very good.
You want to be around for another fucking 20 years, buddy? You better fucking get on this. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, stuff like that. Like, I order a lot of parts online because it's easier to do research, and especially finding like BMW parts. But recently I was buying a part for your episode of the game show that's coming up, and the shipping cost of these things just seemed insane. And I called Napa Auto Parts down the street, and I was like, "Do you guys have this?" And they said, "Yeah." I said, "How much is it?" They said, the guy laughed. He went, $3. I was like, "I'll take 2 of them, and I'll see you in 2 days."
If you ask how much something is and a person laughs, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That means
it's good.
It's affordable.
Well, the other part I needed for my car to fix the lights that were on, the laughter was because it was $1,000 for a new version of that yaw sensor.
No fucking
way. But I was
way.
able to buy one on eBay that works for $100.
Nice.
And cost for that, because Thaddeus looked up what cost would be, $798. So.
Oh wow! So it's not even like it's
a 20% discount, which sometimes you get cost. It's 80% discount.
Sure, that's what I'm saying. It's brutal. Not like in the world of high margin items. It's not that high margin of an item.
Right.
That's like. that the Bentley fucking seat motors that I had, where they were $2,500. Otherwise, like, guess what, buddy? No power seats for you.
That's right.
Like,
Manual operation.
Not motors, like brains, the power seat ECUs.
Oh, not even the motor. It's like the controller for it.
It was the brains.
Oh.
I mean, think about like the kind of computer that you needed to do something in 1990.
It was a Game Boy.
Yeah, it was fucking yes.
Based on what you just gestured with your hands, it's about the size of the Game Boy
that is an accurate
too.
description of the size of this particular piece of equipment.
Or for anyone who's younger than us, it's like the size of a small iPad, which is gigantic.
Yeah. Oh man. So anyway, fuck those people. But that was what I spent my last 4 days doing.
That sucks. That really, you sent that to me and I went, that's brutal. Especially for something so simple. It wasn't an obscure thing.
And I'm a real big time versus money guy. Like I make fun of my wife all the time for crazy amounts of time that she dedicates to very, very small amounts of value. But like at a certain point, like I got the lug nuts like a week ago, like from somewhere else. Like I could just write this off as fucking getting robbed. But like about halfway through this process, I decided that riding it all the way to the end was the only way to go.
I think it's good. I'm glad you canceled the charges so that they're not just making $46.
No.
Because I don't know, maybe I don't want to speculate that they do that all the time.
I mean, I would hope that this isn't just a completely fraudulent company, but like either way.
Maybe it's like a Dunder Mifflin situation where the guy in, customer support in the warehouse, they have a beef. Remember in the office, there was a big rift between the office people and the warehouse people.
Right.
It's a class war, sort of.
Right, or it's like, Tommy Boy, like banged the guy's daughter.
What?
Got to take one more break, folks, because TruWerk is supporting us this week. Fall weather is coming in cold, but sometimes hot, but sometimes wet, sometimes also windy. Like at Coda this weekend, it was all of those things on the same day. And TruWerk is performance workwear built like it matters, because it does. Founded by trade professionals who are tired of wet, heavy gear weighing them down, TruWerk set out to make workwear that keeps pros comfortable, capable, and ready for whatever the day throws at them. Designed with advanced performance fabrics for lasting comfort, all-day mobility, and year-round job site protection. And every piece is tested on job sites with trade pros, so when conditions change, you're still ready. Now, this ad is really targeted towards trades professionals, but the fact is, Zach and I have been wearing this TruWerk stuff, and we are not really trades professionals. We're like outdoor people, and Zach's been wearing the jacket. Seems to be enjoying it very much. He's nodding his head over there. I've been wearing some of their pants, which I wore when we went on our hike in Utah. I wear them when I'm out doing outdoor stuff. I was wearing them at the track this past weekend, and they are light. They keep me both out of the wind, but also warm and cool. It's pretty awesome. Great for if you're outside all day. And you can upgrade your day with workwear built like it matters. Get 15% off your first order at TruWerk.com, code TIRE. That's TRUEWERK.com, code TIRE at checkout. 15% off your first order. TruWerk.com, code TIRE. And we are brought to you today by Quince. Dude, Quince is coming in hot, warm, soft. It's really delight. I'm talking about Mongolian cashmere sweaters. I'm talking about Italian wool coats. Quince pieces are crafted from premium materials and built to hold up without the luxury markup, making the essentials every guy needs. Quince has the Mongolian cashmere sweaters starting at just $50. I got this sweater. In fairness, the one I got was like $80, but it was still a super, super soft, well-fitting, and really nice-looking sweater for a very much 1/3 price of what it would be in the designers. Plus, they've got denim and chinos that fit just right. The outerwear lineup is no joke, from down jackets to wool top coats and leather styles built to last. All pieces are made from premium materials, made by trusted factories that meet rigorous standards for craftsmanship and ethical production. But by cutting out middlemen and traditional markups, Quince delivers the same quality as luxury brands for a fraction of the price. It's everything you actually want to wear, built to hold up to season after season. Again, the Mongolian cashmere sweater I got, which they say is as low as $50. I think in some colors and sizes it is. I got the double XL, and I got the luxurious Egyptian like gold, and so I think mine was like $80. But it's so soft. I've been wearing it all the time in my house. I don't even want to take it outside. It's just like a sit on the couch and be warm kind of thing. And they sent me some really nice button downs for fall, some tartans, some plaids. It is excellent. You can get your wardrobe sorted and your gift list handled at Quince. Don't wait. Go to quince.com/tire for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/tire. Quince.com/tire. Free shipping, 365-day returns. Quince.com/tire. And now back to the program. And Tommy Boy. Chris Farley.
I don't remember it well
banged
enough.
RJ, the warehouse guy's daughter.
Okay.
And they hated each other.
Oh,
that was because of that.
That'll do that.
Yeah. Cars?
Yeah.
Do you have cars to talk about?
I do. I have the Volvo.
And this is where we lose everybody.
I'm going to say that again. The Volvo V90.
The ride with excellent seats.
Yes, I wish it had an excellent ride, though. So I spent Thanksgiving driving around in the Volvo V90 cross country.
Cross
And let me
country.
pull up my notes for this
If
thing.
you're going to have a Volvo, it probably should be a cross country at this point.
Yeah, well,
Because they've all the fast is now at Polestar, right?
yeah.
They've outsourced their speed to Polestar.
Totally.
So, and even those aren't that fast, but like
they're not. Neither is this actually compared to the competitors. But
right, Volvos have kind of given up on fast. What they do is luxury.
yeah, I think that's fine.
Of course it is.
So here's the quick specs on this thing. Starts at $57,000. The one I had was like $72,000, and it had the confusingly named B6 trim.
Yeah.
Which just makes me think of Audi.
Doesn't B mean like mild hybrid in Volvo?
It is mild hybrid.
That's
it's
what
48V.
B means. I know because D means diesel.
And what's the electric
T.
one we drove?
T is gas. Electric?
We drove that electric Volvo.
E.
Yeah.
Like EX is electric. Yeah.
So this is the B6. It's the fanciest one they have. It has, I think, a B&O stereo in it. It's got these amazing, like, 14-way seats that have massage and cooled and heated and everything. And with this trim, $73,000, which is still cheaper than where the competing Mercedes starts.
That's the E450.
450 all-terrain.
All-terrain?
Yeah.
Which is how much?
It starts at, like, 74.
Oh, okay.
Or starts at 78. It's a lot quicker. 0 to 60 is 2 seconds quicker than the Volvo.
Because it's a twin turbo. Is it the 6? It's a twin turbo 6,
I think
right?
it's a twin turbo 6.
Yeah.
This is it's a 2-liter 4-banger, turbocharged with electric supercharger and with mild hybrid. There's a lot going on.
Isn't it weird? Well, Isn't it weird to have a electric supercharger and a turbo?
Yeah.
When you could really just have an electric turbo.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you like Porsche makes do with one electric turbo.
Sure.
And because if the electrification can spool that turbo, well, what do you need the supercharger for?
Well, two things. I would say I tried to find Volvo media on like how this system specifically works, and it was very, very difficult. Like they need to do a lot better job with their press, with their tech.
So if I had to take a swing at this, my guess would be, does it have accessory drive belts? Or if they eliminate it does?
I didn't open the hood.
Okay. I mean, they already had a twin charged engine.
They did,
Right.
and it wasn't very good.
Right. So what they do is they just remove the drag of the supercharger by putting an e-motor on the pulley effectively. And they go, and that frees up efficiency for the gas engine.
Right.
It's sort of like it's a half step, basically.
Right, and
it's
I
a
think
half measure.
that was going to be my guess, is that they already have this 2-liter turbocharged engine, and if they can just take off one little part of it, that's probably cheaper than maybe redeveloping the whole packaging for just a single electric turbocharger.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably more complicated to do. It's
I don't know.
Speculation. I don't know.
I don't know if it's more complicated or less complicated, but it's probably a case of like working with what they had.
Sure.
And like whether it's more complicated or less complicated, doing a new system from nothing costs money, versus like modifying this one component, right? Probably.
I think so. I mean, if the supercharger is just bolted on, it's spun up electrically and shoots air into the engine, you could kind of put it in a lot of different places when it's no longer attached to a belt, right?
Yeah.
But like the Porsche turbocharger thing, it has to live in one spot. And when they changed it to an electric turbo, I mean, we have a lot of good cutaways in the videos of the GTS and stuff. Like
the engine looks way different.
The engine looks a lot different.
Yeah.
So this engine is much better than some Volvos in the past we drove, where the throttle was super touchy. 0 to 60 in 6.4 seconds, 300 horsepower, 4,400 pounds, which is light in some ways because all-wheel drive is standard. Great things. The seats are awesome.
Yeah.
These seats are like, when we drove the car we'll talk about in like a month, 1,000 miles, I said the foam is a little firm.
Yeah.
And like some Porsches, the foam is too firm. It'll probably hold up well. This was perfect. This was like just the right amount of memory foam and then supportive underneath, super configurable. Absolutely loved them. Radar cruise is great. Angling lights when you turn is awesome.
Are they laser?
They're not laser.
Okay.
They're bright, and they just rotate when you turn. But I mean, plenty of cars have that stuff. Google Maps everywhere. The 8-speed is really smooth, and it has double wishbones in the front, like a GT3. And the screens, which look kind of simple and small compared to most cars today, are actually really usable. And the response has always been quick because I think those screens are like a laser grid, which is different from the other touchscreens out there. So the response is great, and now it just uses Google Maps for everything.
Yeah.
So it's like Audi. Like you can get Google Maps in the center screen, you can get Google Maps in the display in front of you. Super clear, super familiar. Things I don't like. This Volvo rides the way I expected like the Taycan GTS to ride in inverse.
Really?
That car is so amazing. We can talk about it in a minute.
Active ride.
But like
ride's the best.
This is a giant luxury wagon. This is the end of their wagon run, and it feels in corners and over bumps like a sports car.
Is that a compliment?
No, it is not. I think it's too stiff.
Is it because it has big rims?
They're not. I don't think they're that big, and it's not like it shouldn't have a really hard sidewall. This thing rides like it has Pilot Sport Cups on it.
You said that about the Mazda CX-50 too.
Which I stand by. Yeah, same thing. Like that car to me, with this off-road image they're portraying, similar to this Volvo. Both of them, I think, felt like they had been tuned for canyon driving, but that's great for a car commercial. But what people actually use this for is driving around town. And all right, yeah, LA has the worst roads possibly in the country, top 5 for sure.
No, certainly not worst in the country, but they suck.
They're in the top 5 or 10 of worst roads.
We do this podcast tour and we stop in Boston or Philly or DC or any of them spots. No.
Okay.
Philly's like fucking off-roading. Well,
they're pretty bad here, but I mean, I drove this like east 100 miles just over small expansion joints and regular things. I was just really surprised.
We have a unique type of shitty because we have the concrete and the expand and the like that's different. Like East Coast, they have like good asphalt, but there's like potholes that get from the plowing and the whatever.
Hard edges.
So it's
like
good,
edges.
but then there's holes you have to like avoid and shit.
Sure.
Here, there's less of the holes, but there's more.
We have a lot of that, but just around the corner here, there's the sinkhole that's happening in front of Chick-fil-A.
For sure.
And you need a truck for that.
No,
that's
one,
really weird.
Yeah,
there's a couple spots around this block. There's a lot of undulation and short distance.
Because it's built on a fucking swamp, dude.
Yeah.
It's all built on a swamp.
So that was just a thing that didn't make sense in a car that is very quiet, very easy to drive, very smooth, has great tech everywhere. It just seemed really out of character for it.
I hate to say it because Volvo wagons are like, in terms of heritage, like where it's at.
Totally.
But like the XC60 is fucking
That's
where
a really
it's
nice
at,
car,
dude.
I know.
Where the XC60 loaded up with the wool interior and the nice suspension, that is the shit.
Yep.
That thing rules.
Yeah.
I'm so about that. I'd rather have that for within like $5,000 of this. It's a little. We just was 72.
This is 72.
When I spec'd one out because maybe Hannah wanted one, it was like 75.
I'd have to look up the storage. This has a huge trunk, and I wonder if it's longer than XC60.
It's
probably
it's
not
long.
taller.
It's
a very long vehicle.
Yeah.
It also kind of had old looking the overhead camera display. Like the way the graphic looked, it had that little rectangle around it, and it just seemed old and kind of imprecise for parallel parking.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna let you finish.
Okay.
But we got an email from somebody who works in the in an industry and wants to talk about backup cameras, and has sent me a very detailed thing as we were talking about the Taycan's shitty backup cameras and the Rivian being really good, and it's some real inside shit. So
I would definitely like to talk about that. The cameras were okay. It was just the overhead camera that looked 10 years old. The resolution wasn't very good. It seemed like it would be hard to understand where the corners of the car were when parking. And, like the GTS, the Taycan I just drove up here today, the backup camera in that is so wide angle that these women were walking maybe 12 feet behind the car, and they looked like they were about 50 feet away. And then a thing that will definitely annoy you and bothered me is the only controls for climate in this car are in the screen. You have to go into the screen.
That's no good
for that.
Yeah, it's no good.
So it's a really nice car, and it's super comfortable. Radar cruise was fantastic. The programming of that was good. Oh, but the lane keep assist is super aggressive. You have two cruise controls, and I never ever wanted to use the lane assist because the strength with which it moves the wheel and moves against you, and it almost seemed to cheat a little right.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that.
Well, remember,
it was quite
in
stout.
EX90, it was the same. The EX90 lane keep assist was like,
so
hell to the no.
That was a problem with this thing. I don't know, you got to just love wagons, and it's a great wagon in most of these regards, but like you said, you drive this and you go, okay, I understand why SUVs are just so popular, because it's easier to get in and out of, a little more ground clearance, especially this, this whole cross-country movement. Like, this was the gateway into SUV popularity.
Yeah.
And now that crossover, like the lifted wagon was the first crossover.
Right.
And now everyone makes crossovers, so you go, well, why do we need a lifted wagon?
No, and now the crossovers
are
turning into sports cars with the hatchback and shit.
That's true.
Yeah, it's all just melding back into, and the sports cars are becoming off-roaders. Like, everyone wants to do an off-road sports car now.
Yeah.
So it's
fashion goes in cycles.
The sports cars are becoming, or the off-roaders have become fast SUV road cars, and now the sports cars are becoming off-roaders. It's fucking kind of crazy.
Yeah. What did you say before the show? You're like, the money right now is in film cameras and other
film
old
cameras
technology.
and record players,
right.
dude. Yeah. Oh, wow. But look at these seats. That seat reminds me of like a 1980s Maserati Quattroporte. You picture it having like a big switch panel with like 18 toggles to move all them shits around.
There's so many. Man, they were nice.
Yeah, that's
they were really nice.
But that seat, when you get the wool interior,
the wool is the way.
Is fucking epic.
Yeah.
That's the best seat in the game.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice clear screen, though.
Super clear screen. Everything was really easy to use.
And if I recall, this screen is pretty glare resistant.
Yeah, I didn't have problems with that. I mean, the sun right now is like, my driving route was mostly east-west, so the sun was coming like from the side, but I never had a problem seeing any of it or using any of it. So that was the Volvo V90 cross country.
V90. Now, right here. So check this out. So Automotive Camera Systems. This is from a gentleman whose name asked to not be mentioned, but works for a major tech player in the camera team at a major known tech company. Says, please feel free to read below in whole or in part. I was a camera engineer in the automotive industry a few years ago and worked for a supplier that supplied image processors to GM's integrator Magna Electronics, as well as Hyundai and Honda. We did not supply the camera system for the Corvette PDR, but it was around the same time. When GM says they wanted it to work at 1080 instead of 4K for longevity, that's just translating we didn't want to upgrade our image processor, etc., and increase the build cost and spinning it in that way. I owned a Taycan before, and I could say it is the most fucked up backup camera of any car I've ever owned. What Porsche is doing is to place the camera extremely low with an extremely wide-angle lens, and then they warp and de-warp geometrically to get a normal-looking image. This is 100% accurate. It's also why anytime you drive the car in the fucking rain, the camera gets super wet because it's just right in peak spray. And then when the water dries, it hardens, and you actually have to like go out there and clean it like with glass cleaner all the time. It's so dumb. Back to that was my editorial in there. They warp and de-warp geometrically to get a normal image. None of that is, quote, free and results in an exaggeration of the relationship of objects in space. I don't know why they placed the backup camera almost on the ground, but it is the worst backup camera I've ever used geometrically. I don't disagree with this. The backup camera in the Taycan does, in fact, suck. From an image quality perspective, discounting the warping, I'd say it's fine. I shipped some abysmal 1 megapixel backup cameras for Hyundai or Kia that make the Taycan camera look like an IMAX. Okay, let's see. Hang on. Automotive sensors are mostly made exclusively for the automotive industry and generally have to pass a variety of extremely rigorous quality standards, such as, and goes on to list a bunch of standards. Okay. I personally tested cameras at temperatures as high as 180 degrees Fahrenheit and as low as negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit. While performing tests on the image quality effects of these temperature swings, automotive qualification also includes other factors like fault tolerance, reliability, reboot time, and latency. As to your question about why Porsche's system may not be on the same level as Rivian, I will say it's very unlikely that they are behind, quote, the cameras for the most part are commodity parts, and likely Porsche delegated the system design, functionality, and parts selection to Bosch and didn't think about it again since it's a comparatively non-essential system. But lead times are very long, and so it would not surprise me if the Taycan's backup camera solution was using a camera I worked at on a previous employer back in 2017, bearing in mind the Taycan launched in 2020. Rivian, by contrast, is less likely to have farmed this out since they were designing a clean sheet platform in-house. It's simply a matter of where they wanted to put the money and why certain features should be emphasized. I recall vividly that people were blown away by Tesla's backup camera quality back in 2013. It's just where the priority goes when you have an imaging team focused on eventually doing autonomous driving and driver assist, and you tell that team to spec out the backup camera. A whole team of camera-minded people aren't going to deliver a crappy backup camera. But for Porsche, they probably just don't put time or money into it, or even just reused one from another car. That's my input and best guesses. So pretty thorough explanation from that industry professional on why Porsche's Taycan camera is absolute garbage. Even on the brand new one that we're driving right now, the GTS, which I don't want to do a full review segment on, but it's crazy that this one outside here is $196,000, and the one sitting in my driveway right now, you could buy on anywhere, Auto Tempest, fucking for probably 62 grand, 60 grand maybe, boy, are they awfully similar.
Really, yeah. I mean, looking around, they're very similar. The only time where the suspension really made its presence known to me, though, right in front of your office, if you stay in the right lane heading west, there is like 5 or 6 undulations in very short. These are like basketball-sized little 4-inch deep troughs, and there's like 5 of them in a row. And in any car I've been in, you go over that, and like it moves a lot. This thing stayed flat.
Yeah, active ride is the shit.
Wow, that really impressed me. Because over hard edges, it doesn't respond to that. It doesn't soak those up.
It doesn't I think it does about the same as the air suspension does over those edges, but I think the lower and firmer settings of the GTS, even with active ride, and I think maybe the wheel and tire package also just makes it a firmer everything because it's got the much lower ride height.
Okay.
Because like mine is taller than quote normal because it's a Cross Turismo, and this is lower than quote normal because it's a GTS. So they're pretty like far. Like this is like the lowest one you can get, and mine's like the tallest one you can get. So they're not like tuned the same way, but like the air suspension is definitely substantially less precise than the active ride.
It was really impressive.
There's a lot of dumb options on Porsches, but active ride is not one of them. If that is available on a car that you're looking at, which is like all the hybrids and all the EVs. Actually, not all. Electric Macan doesn't have it yet, but Taycan, Panamera hybrid have it now. I'm sure Cayenne hybrid will have it for the next generation.
What does that option cost? It's like 12 grand.
7,000.
7.
Yeah, it's absolutely worth every penny.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
especially if you're leasing or you're going to sell it. Because I think the maintenance on that system, who knows? But
I mean, it's going to be covered under all those extended warranties and CPO warranties. Because with my car, I made very clear because my car was air suspension, so I was worried about that too. And they said air suspension is not considered a wear item and is fully 100% warranty.
Wow.
Yeah. So I imagine down the line. Yeah, third owner, like, new shooter coming in.
I think you'll have a relationship with your hydraulic hose supply salesman.
Dude, who the fuck knows?
I bet the pump, like the motor, the hydraulic motor, will be very, very expensive.
It's not there's one in each wheel.
Right.
That's why there's like 6 fucking hydraulic motors in this thing. Yeah, no, the opportunity for problems is enormous. But man.
But it does make the case for what you did, which is buying a used Taycan, because I got in the car this morning. The seat felt the same as yours.
Yeah.
The interior looks the same except for the CarPlay button. And you go, yeah, you can get a whole lot of car on the used market.
If you're not if you don't drive anywhere and you just sit in the cars, they're the same. Like they are not different at all. Same seats, same steering wheel, same leather, same. It's the same, which is great. I mean, it just shows you how much value there is in buying one that's a couple years old.
Yeah.
But we'll have more to say when we drive it more because there are differences. The suspension's different. This thing has ceramic brakes. It's also got like 250 more horsepower than mine has. So I'm not, we should go drive it fast and see what that's about. It also has more range. This has Performance Battery Plus, which mine does not have, which is part of the reason it was so cheap. But if you want to ball on a budget, Taycans are still fucking where it's at. Used Taycans are awesome. Even this you don't need a wagon. Rear-wheel drive long range, that's fucking sweet sauce right there.
It's a pretty good car.
Should we go to the people?
Yeah.
Do you have more? I don't have more.
Not yet. I'll tell you. I had an OEM person. Did you see the new Trump declaration of wanting to bring the cost of cars down by $1,000, but they're also going to remove EPA regulation? We'll talk about it on the next show because someone messaged me from an OEM and they
Freedom
were like,
isn't free, folks.
And they were like, because I did some math about it and stuff, so I'm teasing a segment basically.
Let's see. Cars will be cheaper, but everyone gets lung cancer. Cool. Oh God. Hellscape. The people.
Yeah, we'll go to the people.
We'll go to the people. They provide solace from the hellscape over at patreon.com/the Smoking Tire Podcast. We love them over there. They're keeping the train rolling through the lulls. And if you've heard, there's been some ads the month of December, which is good for your boys over here. But believe you me, we're going to be leaning on those patrons in a couple of months in the doldrums of February where nobody buys anything. We love you guys over there. You can get the show live. You can get the show early. You can get the show before everybody else. You can get the show without ads. You can get extra show. You can get a whole bunch of show-related things. Oh, man. Not totally recovered from Texas, sorry. And at patreon.com/the Smoking Tire Podcast. Not to mention you can support your favorite car podcast, assuming that's us. Who am I to judge?
Even if it's not, you can still support us.
If it's your second favorite podcast, sure. I support my top 5 podcasts with their Patreons. Let's talk about the Duffel Shuffle Retirement Club. Superb. Love it. What wagon would be the best to show up to Lemons right now? Right now I'm on the hunt for a Ford LTD, but I'm open to all suggestions. No, you don't want the LTD. You want the one that the Fairmont. Is there a Fairmont wagon? The Fox body one. I'm pretty sure there's a Fairmont wagon that is a Fox body that you want to roll with. That, or you want
Whoa.
what?
It looks rad. I'll show
Fairmont
you.
wagon? Doesn't Dax have one?
That can't be real.
Dax Shepard has like a sick one. Yeah, that's basically it. That's like you can do a Fox body swap.
That's what you
on
want.
the nose.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's a lot. Like a Volvo 240, you can put any engine in. A Volvo 7 or 9 series, you can put fucking any engine in. So like V8 Volvos all the time. Those are rear wheel drive.
Cheap E46 wagons. You could do one of those.
Right,
That's a
E46,
quick
like,
race car.
The problem with Lemons, like you actually want a car that's going to be dynamically decent. Like you're driving it on a fucking racetrack.
That's why I wouldn't want the LTD.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing with this giant, huge thing? Like, if you want to drive a wagon, like, cool, get an agile one.
Now it depends on your wrenching ability, because someone was running an LTD at Button Willow Lemons, but it was built. Like, if you're a fabricator and you can build your own, stock car essentially, sure, LTD. But if you're just trying to like get into it, I think you should start with something that's of higher quality and more sporting.
Sure, yeah. Nope, I'm pro wagon. In fact, sometimes the wagons have better weight distribution than the sedans.
Yeah.
Like the E46 wagon, I think, has better weight distribution. Jeep enthusiast. How bad will the depreciation on the Cadillac Celestiq be over the course of the next 10 years? It'll be something to see. It'll be epic. It'll be truly epic.
I think the question is, will it outpace things like Maybachs, or will it hold on? I mean, it's going to fall like a brick, but will it be faster than other things or not?
What does a used Rolls-Royce Spectre go for? Because that will be kind of the benchmark. I don't really know. Have any traded hands? I have no idea what these things trade hands for. I haven't looked, but these are just like DuPont registry type stuff. Oh no! Now that's going to end up in.
Let's see if there's anything.
Oh, here we go. DuPont. Well, I'll look at DuPont registry. 2025 Spectre. Oh, man.
400.
All right, so a 25 is between 600 and 700, and then a 2024 is 400. With 1,000 miles on it. Look at that. 689 to 399 with 1,000 miles. Now, options and things can be different from car to car and vary pretty wildly. But like, yowza.
That's a big delta in 1 year.
With 1,000 miles, dude, that's so expensive. It's like $4 a mile.
And this, the Rolls-Royce badge is worth a lot. It pulls up. People respect it. The Celestiq is such a unique new idea, also not as pretty from the profile of the back, in my opinion, that I think fewer people will be drawn to it than a Rolls-Royce.
Yeah.
So that's not going to help it.
Wow. Yeah, that's gonna be a serious depreciation one. Moving moon units. Love that. Man, fuck, marry, kill. People love the fuck, marry, kill. For a 20-year-old maintenance disaster, German luxury sedans. Here we go. 06 Audi S8. That's the Ronin joint. 06 Mercedes S65. 06 BMW 760 Li. Easy for me.
So S8's the V10, right?
S8?
S8 came
No,
with the V10 back then? Or is that
06, yes, that's a V10.
Right.
Sorry, that's not the Ronin one. It's after. The rounded one with the V10. Correct.
Okay, I'm going to marry the Audi only because I think the engine would hold on longer. I would fuck the Mercedes because you can put those straight pipes on it. It sounds like an F1 car, and absolutely kill the 760.
Yeah, I mean, same page. And you don't actually have to kill the 760. It'll just commit suicide.
Right. Yeah. It'll unalive itself.
Did you see some YouTuber
They also looked terrible back then.
I don't know if it's a YouTuber or a TikToker or whatever came through my fucking doom scrolly feed of a content creator who spent like $70,000 maintaining his, mid-aughts BMW 760. It cost him like, I'm doing the AC Slater. My back is a little fucked right now. But yeah, he spent just all the money keeping these things going. They're fucking, these cars are garbage.
Yeah, and I think they're very unattractive as well. So.
If you want an old BMW 7 Series, it's the E38 or bust, right? Like who the fuck who wants anything but an E38? Or maybe if you're a super BMW connoisseur, like when's the last time, Zach, you saw a fucking 733i? Like, do you even?
I have to look up what it looks like.
It's like
from 1980.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks like Shark Nose.
It's the Shark Nose 7 Series.
Yeah.
And they came with manuals. Like if you're eventually Zuckerman will roll up in one of those.
That's a prettier car.
They are,
but the E38, that's
E38,
perfect design.
Sporty, shorty, game on, right?
Yep.
Actually, if someone wanted to like get some like Niels Van, how do you pronounce his name? The coach builder guy, Niels Van Rooyen, the guy who built Dario's that Rolls-Royce wagon, and he's done some pretty wild coach.
Oh, I just saw a picture. Dario just put one up
of the wagon, right? The Rolls wagon. Yeah, it's sick.
That's his ski vehicle.
But imagine doing one of these as a wagon. You could basically graft the wagon thing from the 5 Series onto it.
Could work.
Yeah,
I do think the back of these looks really good too. This is just a beautiful car.
It does, but I think it could work as a wagon. Yeah. These are rad. These are kind of a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're fucking horrific to keep going.
Well, it's like the 850 of the same time, right? Like didn't Spinelli and them bought one for Motor One, I think, as a project, and he went, "Oh my God." They had like an electrical draw, and it cost thousands of dollars to figure out just where it was coming from.
And the problem is with old luxury cars is they could be beautiful, they could be interesting. They never drive. They're never interesting to drive. Like, over a period of time, you go okay, kind of done that. It's not like when a car gives you the fizz, it's like it's interesting for longer. And these cars. All old cars, like luxury cars have to sort of be on the cutting edge to be like good. When they get old, they're not that interesting anymore.
Because even a lot of them, now you can get the same luxury, similar fit, comfort in like a middle level whatever.
Yeah.
Like a new-ish car can be just as comfortable. I think your Bentley was different because it had more of the unique fizz. Because it was like a strange experiment.
Yeah.
But I've sat in seats far more comfortable than that car because they didn't know what bolstering was.
Yeah, bolstering and lumbar was. Yeah, no, that car was a unique experience. I think it was a year worth of interesting for sure. But that's a pretty extreme example of if it was a 1991 Mercedes S-Class, it would have been interesting for like 2 days. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because it was mildly ridiculous with the carpets and the fucking wood and all that shit. Will my homeowner's policy pay for a new roof? Says about to be 40 and I want to get a Grand Seiko to celebrate. I know I should try them on in person before deciding, but do you have opinions on which dial designs are your favorite? Is it worth buying in Japan from a flagship store? You may be able to avoid some tariffs by buying in Japan.
Make sure that you can go into the store because I learned in South Korea it's very difficult to do that. So,
but it is possible. People go to Japan to buy watches all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't hold me to it, but you could probably call and ask. But people going to Japan and buying watches is a thing.
Okay.
And it would be fun if you're in Japan, or I wouldn't make the trip if all you want is a watch, but it's a fun thing to do. I like their bolder designs. I like bright colors. I like crazy textures. So I have 3 Grand Seikos, but the urban bamboo, I usually just say bamboo because urban sounds a little weird, but it does look like bamboo-ish, like reed glass, which is beautiful.
It's cool.
And the Lake Sua, which looks like water. They have a diver that looks like deep water, like dark water, that looks crazy. But, I mean, and I really like the Snowflake, the one that looks like fallen snow. I just don't like titanium watches. That's why I don't have one of them, because they don't make that one in steel. But yeah, they have special like limited edition stuff they do in Japan, and also while you're over there, there's like so much cool vintage shit to buy. But yeah, I like the color, the dial that you can see from across the street. That's not for everybody, but more fuck, marry, kill from Rage Against the Mach-E. Porsche 356, Jaguar E-Type, C2 Corvette. This is fucking cakewalk. You marry the 356, you fuck the E-Type, you kill the Corvette.
Wow, I would
Easy.
marry the C2. I would fuck the 356 because I've never driven one. And I've driven an E-Type, so I could do without it. That's what I would do. Because every time you start the C2, it's going to sound good.
Midship runabout two-seater. Long-time listener, first-time commenter. What are your thoughts on cold starting old cars, moving them around quickly and turning them off immediately? Is that bad for the engine? Is it better to idle for a few minutes? Should I drive it if possible? Good thoughts. And if you read my How to Park a Car manual for West Side Collector Car Storage, I have a procedure for this, as one says. And we never allow a car to be run for less than 60 seconds ever. And only that short ever if it's been run very recently and or is a brand new car, which we have tons of basically brand new cars here also, as well as old cars. For an old car, we run it for 60 seconds before doing anything, before moving it anywhere. Because you just want, it doesn't need to be up to temperature to move it around a parking lot, but you definitely want the fluids to fully cycle through the engine before doing anything else. Ideally, I let the cars run up to temperature before shutting them off. But like, you don't really have to do that. If it gets to its relaxed idle, you move it around, you run it for a couple minutes, you turn it off. I wouldn't run an old car for 10 seconds, but you don't need to run it for 25 minutes or drive it halfway around the town just because you needed to move it across your, warehouse. Two guys in the back of a Lexus Texas. What's a Lexus Texas? I think it would be funnier if it was two guys in the back of a Texas Lexus. That's not a copy.
Alexis Texas is an American porn actress.
Oh, in the back of a... Oh, okay, cool.
Spelled, yeah. So these guys wrote A space Lexus space Texas.
Got it.
Two guys in the back of a Lexus Texas.
Very good.
Also probably a movie out there.
So we don't need to Google that. Let's see.
I have the DVD at home.
Camisa said on a recent Carmudgeon podcast that China is implementing a new regulation so that no car, gas or electric, can accelerate to 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds in its default drive mode. I think this is good. Thoughts? I don't. I have to be honest. I don't necessarily mind that. We already have regulations that make you go into a default, the most environmentally friendly mode anyway in this country. And there aren't a lot of times in my life that I actually need to accelerate 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. So if I'm required to flick a car into sport mode in order to unlock the amount of power, I don't think that's terrible, actually. I mean, if especially because horsepower is so cheap and so computer controlled anyway. It's easy to say in China, no car, gas, or electric, because their shift to electric is going to be so rapid that they're going to have no gas cars like pretty soon, or minimal gas cars pretty soon. But like, I'm not actually that opposed to that. I think most people don't really need to do 0 to 60 in 3 or 2 or 1 second.
Yeah, I think it doesn't affect the user experience very much.
Yeah.
Like you said, it seems performative in a way in terms of safety. Like if most people aren't rocketing 0 to 60, or in this case, they're trying to target on-ramp speeds much anyway, then like, all right, yeah, put it along with the other performance parameters like behind a sport button or something like that. Says there, this is from Inside EVs, says the proposal is part of a larger safety framework that would detect pedal misapplication, limit torque spikes, and cut power if a car suddenly changes speed too quickly.
So I just had that thought, which is that this isn't something to keep people from going fast who want to go fast. It seems like it could curb some, or at least curb to some degree, unintended acceleration from, people that are older or whatever, or not good drive. I mean, it's one of those things where like the kind of people that don't even know their car has a sport mode or some other mode, the pedal slips and the car just goes ahead so fast because it's so, you know what I mean?
It's apparently there's been some accidents of like someone drove through the front of a building, They think it'll help with like crowded parking lots.
Yeah.
I think 0 to 60 in 5 seconds is still quick. So if you misapply the pedal, now it's not as quick as 1.2.
Yeah.
You still have to be very aware of it, but like, you know, you'll cross some space very quickly. But sure,
It's
I don't have a problem
probably
with it.
something that would reduce accidents and injuries across the entire population at the mild inconvenience of car enthusiasts, you know. And not just car enthusiasts, but like even if you have a really fast car, like 0 to 60 in 5 seconds is a full bore fucking clutch dump launch in a Lamborghini Countach or you know, Ferrari, like a Ferrari Testarossa 0 to 60, like car magazine, smoking fucking tire power. Like that's driving a 25-year-old car, 30-year-old car, like as hard as you possibly can on a launch. Like that's going pretty good. Most people would probably readily admit that they don't do under 5-second runs to 60 in their normal life anyway.
Yeah, I think you make a good point. So if they do it accidentally while parking a car,
that's what I'm saying.
Then, you know, holy crap, sure, turn it down, whatever.
Borat's carry piece says, I'm picking up a lot of business travel in the next year. What airports, when you travel through them, make you go, wow, these folks really know what they're doing? What are some good airports?
I think Denver now has a whole new TSA section that's much faster. And I think San Francisco Airport also, when I got there, it reminded me of Europe, France a little bit, with like, they have a new TSA thing that has like 20 different, you know, x-rays and stuff, and it was just very quick. The trays return themselves. Like that was
finally modernizing.
Exactly. That was very effective.
I think what airports it depends on like where you're going. Like we end up going to Europe a lot, not Asia so much. But like the airports in the Middle East are like awesome. Like those are the dopest fucking airports. Like in Dubai and shit, those airports are awesome. If I'm connecting in Europe, I like to go through Amsterdam. That seems to work better for me and my Delta thing.
Yeah, I'd rather do that than Charles de Gaulle.
Charles de Gaulle sucks, unfortunately, because the shopping there is very good, but everything else about it is really terrible. Munich, not bad. Actually,
you always have to take the bus, right? Like out to the plane. There's just some things that seem to add. Maybe they don't, but they feel like they add travel time for my connection.
Right. Yeah. I gotta know where you're going. Let's see. A second Jay-Z has hit the Supra. Thoughts on the Toyota's GR GT? Will they be able to move them at $200K? I mean, I think it looks cool.
I think it does too.
I think it looks cool. I think depending on how it sounds, which we haven't heard yet.
They put a clip out. It sounds like standard V8.
It sounds like an AMG V8 or like.
It sounds more like an AMG.
Okay.
It doesn't sound bigger than that. I'll say like LS, and it certainly doesn't sound, you know, like S65.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not like a flat plain EV8 then.
I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, I think it looks nice. I think the styling is good from what I've seen. I really look forward to driving it. It's going to be pretty fun. I hope it's not super duper heavy, even though it probably will be. And I hope it's not so stiff that it doesn't make a very good road car.
Here, you want to hear?
Want to hear what it sounds like? It's pure violence. Is it really? It's pure violence. Let's see. It sounds pretty meaty. Yeah, okay, revving it. I think that has an AMG-ish sound, right?
It sounds like in between AMG GT and flat plane, but from everything I'm Googling quickly, it is not a flat plane crank engine. It sounds pretty cool. Dry sump. I'm curious how, like, what it's like when you're sitting in it, because the hood does look 80 feet long.
Yeah.
And the canopy looks really low.
Well, remember in the
visibility might be
LC500,
tough.
it's got the super flat hood and you like can't see any of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope it's not like that, but you know, pictures make it look like it might be.
Yeah.
But I think for $200,000, I think they'll sell them.
I think they will too.
They'll sell them. I think dynamically GR and Toyota are kicking ass, and that price is pretty approachable for, you know, a lot of markets now. So.
Yeah. Vision 2002 says, how do I scratch the automotive itch when I feel too guilty spending money on anything but the necessities? Like, what are some cheap, free ways to satisfy my automotive parts modification addictions?
Someone in the comments suggested RC cars, which can be really fun if you're into that, especially the drifting ones.
Yeah.
But
they're not cheap. Yeah.
Is air quotes, because when I did it with Corey once, and he's like, yeah, you can get started in this for like $600. And I was like, that's already too much for an RC car.
Right, yeah.
So maybe find a used
cheap
one.
compared to full-size cars, but not cheap
sure.
compared to free. Slot cars and shit, too. I used to fuck with slot cars when I was a kid. That's some nerdy-ass shit right there, but it is kind of fun.
You could do a decent amount of karting in a year.
Sim racing.
Sim is probably that's the best value for dollar.
Yeah.
Once you buy the stuff.
Yeah.
It's just amortizing every time you run it.
Yeah, you can get in pretty basic for not a huge amount of money, and it's just that one-time purchase, and you can do it all the time. I mean, and even so, like, you could fucking fuck with Forza and a controller. I mean, assuming you have a fucking Xbox or a PlayStation or something, like, you can play car video games like that. But Larry Casilla's power wash car detailing video game, like, you can restore a car. I mean, like, you could find a shitty car and, like, restore it yourself or fix it up yourself. Like,
true,
just using, whatever. I mean, I don't
you might actually make money on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of budget we're talking about here, but you could do those Lego builds. I don't know. That's not really cars, but that there's the story in Road and Track this month, actually, about this girl, high school girl, that just started rebuilding carburetors and, like, got one, learned how to rebuild it, and then, like, within a very short period of time, people were asking her to rebuild their carburetors, and now,
that's rad.
It's called Riley's Rebuilds.
Okay.
And it's like a girl and her family fucking rebuilding carburetors.
We need more people doing that, so.
Check out their website. You got a carburetor that needs rebuild, go to fucking Riley's Rebuilds. You do?
The Cobra.
Oh, yeah. So now they're doing, like, a whole bunch of carburetors. So, like, maybe just, like, figure out how to, like, there's a guy that, like, the starter motor and alternator guy in L.A. who makes an entire living just fixing and, replacing and restoring starter motors and alternators. It's his whole shit. And, like, you could do that. Mm-hmm. You might actually make some money. Fast Back to the Future, pretty good. Best Northeast daily driver, fun in the snow at 10,000, 30,000, and 100,000.
100K, I'll jump to F-Type R when it was all-wheel drive.
Oh, wow.
Once it went all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Throw some winter tires on that and just have a noisy good time.
100K, I'm going to say a 997 GTS rear-wheel drive manual on snow tires. Perfect.
Better investment for sure.
No notes. 30K, Subaru RSTI.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
10K, E30 on snow tires.
Yeah, maybe wagon, so you could throw some stuff in the back. But yeah.
Keel and toe. There you go. What would you like to see from a MR2 or Celica revival? Those are two different cars. I mean, MR2, it would not be hard for Toyota to make a mid-engine. Well, I don't say that. Using the GR Corolla's powertrain, essentially flipped 180 degrees. You could have an all-wheel drive mid-engined, kind of
something
MR2.
Something the size of a GR86.
You do the MR4, and it could be an off-road sports car.
MR3, because it's a 3-cylinder now.
Oh, yeah.
With the GR Corolla's powertrain.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
yeah.
you said that, but the name could be GR3.
Right. Yeah.
Or sorry, MR3.
That would be sweet. Then that'll cover your Celica All-Track and your MR2 in one. Get on it, GR. Let's fucking go. Watching my car get raced at Cuckwalla.
I love that name.
That's pretty
funny.
funny.
It's so good.
At what?
Success?
Watching my car. At what point would the Cadillac Celestiq start to become a sales success given the brand's reputation? I can't say that it's a failure yet. I have no idea how many of those they've actually sold.
Yeah. Also,
I
car
don't think
companies
they can make that many.
They might sell them at a loss, but see it as a success.
Yeah.
Like Bugatti Veyrons.
Right.
So, what number do they need to sell it at to make money? That's one marker of a success. Or is it just I'd say if there was ever any kind of wait list, that would be a pretty strong indicator for them that they did it.
Right. Christy Yamaguchi, Maine. Is an S2000 really a $30,000 driving experience? I'm seeing 150,000 mile examples going for 25 to 28, and I can't see it being that compelling compared to cheaper Boxsters and Caymans. I think they're cheaper to run. And so that's at that price point, the cost of running the car comes into play. And so people might be more comfortable spending $28,000 on an S2000 than spending that much on a Boxster, knowing what the running costs are of that. Mm-hmm. And there's never been a follow-up to the S2000 that's artificially propped their value. If they kept making it, they wouldn't be worth that. But it's like there's just that one. And so there's enough people out there that want them, that want a Miata that isn't a Miata, that it props them up. And they're known for being dependable cars. Mm-hmm. 150,000 miles for 28K. I would not spend that, though.
That's a lot. I don't know. The only one I ever drove was like a full time attack car, so I don't really have a frame of reference for a normal one.
Is that real? Let's look on Cars and Bids right now. What are they actually selling for? Selling at Cars and Bids. I don't want to say I don't believe that. That could be totally accurate, but. But let's see. This is Honda S2000, and let's see results. Bid to sold for 23. So this one here, look, this one 2000. This is from 2 weeks ago. 2002 S2000, one owner, 49K, 6-speed manual, California stock, sold for 30. That sounds good.
Yeah,
that's a 50,000 mile, not 150,000 mile.
Yeah.
Let's look to the one to the right of it that sold for 13.2. What does $13,000 get you in S2000?
Wow. Black on red.
That's a 200K. Woo. Black on red.
AP1.
200,000. So all right. So there's your range, right? 200,000 miles is 13,000, and 50,000 miles, 49,000 miles is what did I say there? 30. It was $30,000 for 49,000 miles stock.
A lot of car. Our friend Chris Rosales, he's had one. He's owned a bunch of sports cars and drives. He's very critical and a very good driver. And he put up a post last week that said, "I finally understand why I love this car." And he has a yellow CR. So I think if you fit, because that's a big thing with these, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the steering wheel doesn't move,
right.
So your knees are all fucking weird.
I think it's a unique experience. They look amazing, and they're reliable. So like that's why they probably command a decent price. But man, $13,000 for one, that's a fun car.
In the case of this question, I don't know if you're seeing those kinds of examples. I think this may be a case of asking ain't getting. He may be seeing cars listed for that.
Sure.
But the transaction price, if you're willing to spend 25 or 28,000, you're getting a 60,000 mile car, not a 160,000 mile car, which is a different proposition.
Yes,
you know what I mean. You're getting a car that's going to last a really long time, and that's probably been really well taken care of. Like Tunehound, when is Camisa going to learn his lesson? Ari flirting with Tesla and praising them?
He praised the new FSD on Twitter, and then he got retweeted by one Elon Musk. But I don't think he was doing that. I think Camisa usually, he's very discerning most of the time. So
why is he using Twitter?
I don't know.
That's more of a problem with me, that he's actually he's still using Twitter.
I don't know. You'll have to ask him. But
yeah, I wouldn't. What do you use Twitter for except to get Elon Musk's attention? It's the only thing it's for.
Maybe he still has a lot of followers there. I don't know.
Yeah, I would throw them away. I threw away 50,000 followers like fucking nothing on Twitter. It was great.
Well,
and then deleted all my
in his
fucking
tweet, he
tweets.
praised the new FSD. He said, "It took us from this place all the way to our destination with no problems, no strange moves. It made lane changes, etc., etc." So that was his post.
Sure. I believe that it can do those things sometimes.
Well, I think Tunehound, the difference between this and the Cybertruck thing is, in my opinion, the Cybertruck, he was like, this is an amazing new version of trucks, and it supposedly can do these things, which weren't tested. But the FSD thing, he had this experience. He's reporting his experience.
Yeah.
I don't think he's saying this is the solution to all vehicles, which is like how FSD is always presented by its leader.
Yeah. Man, what's with the fuck? Did we request fuck, marry, kills?
No,
Is this
I think people like it.
Carl's Matzo Ball Soup, fuck, marry, kill, 90 homologation specials, CLK GTR, 911 GT1, and McLaren F1 GT.
I mean,
obviously you marry the McLaren F1.
There you go.
I would fuck the 911 GT1.
Me too.
And the CLK GTR would kill me. Would backflip into a tree.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on a minute. Sweet and Low has a watch question, and he has a healthy budget. This is Sweet and Low's a Rico Suave, torn between a Vacheron Constantine overseas with the blue dial, and the now discontinued one with the white dial, or considering a Milgauss Rolex of some kind, mainly to wear to the office where the attire is business cash. It's a milestone birthday purchase. Can you think of a reason the 4520 is worth the extra 10K over the other two? Yes, I probably can. Vacheron is considered a higher echelon of watchmaking than Rolex. It's Vacheron, Patek, and AP are really up at the top, and so the overseas isn't really considered to be in the same level as a steel Rolex. It's a step up from that. So now, if whether you personally believe that or not is up to you, but they make far fewer of them. Rolex, Vacheron probably makes as many watches in a year as Rolex makes in a week, probably.
Wow.
And if you like how it looks, they are relatively stable price wise. Milgausses are great. It's a classy watch. It's sort of if you know, you know. It's got that lightning bolt second hand that everybody loves. For your office, the anti-magnetism won't mean anything.
The color's nice. It's kind of green
they come
and
in a few
orange.
different colors. And it's again, it's incredibly well made. But why is one 10,000 more than the other? It's basically because it's not just because of the brand Vacheron. It's a smaller production. It's a higher level of watchmaking. Some of it is the brand, and it's a more baller piece. To be honest with you, it's a more baller piece, and it's a little more if you know you know. But definitely some folks in the office, if they see you, if they know watches and they see you in a Vacheron, they know you're going to be fucking, or you're on it. My favorite Vacheron overseas wearer is Chef Eric Repair, of the chef from New York, who's very good friends with Anthony Bourdain. He's in a lot of episodes of Parts Unknown. He rocks a blue Vacheron. Quadrifoglio O-Face, are you leaving Taycan GTS sounds on? No, I turned off the sounds. Ain't nothing but a G-Wagon with Montana plates thing.
I love it.
That's a Weird Al Yankovic song.
That would be, yeah.
What's the best engine swap you've seen within the same car family? So I like when they put the Nissan Patrol engines in the Skylines. That's fun.
Full drag car.
The top secret Supra that had the Century V12 and twin turbos.
Oh yeah, that was
Remember
the
that?
Century engine,
That was
right?
a Century V12
That's pretty
with
weird
twin turbos.
because the engine comes from this thing that it's like to carry your grandfather to the office, and then you put in this Supra and then do 200 miles an hour in a tunnel.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty good. This person, their friend put a 1JZ into a 4Runner. That's pretty cool with four-wheel drive.
The dude who put the Ferrari, they took a Ferrari 360 engine, but made it like I forget how they set it up, but it's basically a Ferrari 360 block in a Dino. Like
that's rad.
Yeah,
That would sound amazing.
Chris from Colorado, most overrated enthusiast car that everyone pretends to love but secretly isn't that great to drive. I doubt it's secretly. I mean,
Yeah, people are pretty outspoken. What is the most torque steer that you've driven? Oh, you know what? Mazda Speed 3.
Mazda Speed 3.
That car was like fun at the time because we were new to I was new to this game.
Yeah.
And I went, it's fast, but like
not great.
not great.
Not
So much
great.
torque steer.
early WRXs, just like non-STI, like earlier, like regular ass WRXs, kind of meh.
They're softly sprung.
They're rubbery, pretty rubbery.
That's true.
Most 1990s Audis, they look cool. Some of them go quick in a straight line. They're all fucking pigs.
They understeer terribly.
Yeah.
You know, I think like the new G80 M3, in the right environment, it's great to drive. In any other environment, it is too stiff, super heavy, and not that great.
Yeah. Metallica's in your oil pan. With how expensive cars are these days, do you think a company like Ford or Chevy will make a stripped-down, no-frills version of their top-performing cars for the budget-friendly? Or for them to be used as competitive race drift builds? I think Ford wants to sell you a factory race car, not have you build your own. Mm-hmm. Ford offers that the Dark Horse R, which is a turnkey, you know. I think Ford knows that most budget racers aren't buying a brand new car to turn into a race car. Mm-hmm. Most budget racers are buying an old shitty car and turning it into a race car.
Well, there's no way Ford could sell you a 2026, let's call it race spec Mustang GT, and it's cheaper than you going and buying a 2024 GT and stripping it.
Yeah. I mean, they might make a fucking, the Cobra Jet, the stripped out drag car or something like that, and they certainly sell, many companies will sell you a factory race car if that's what you want. But the problem is, Americans, don't like stripped out cars. Like workers, work trucks and shit, but is that what people want? Like a Suburban that has like crank windows and stuff? Is that actually what somebody who can't afford a Suburban like LT or whatever wants, like a stripper version? Or is that person really just going to get like an Equinox with all the things in it, right? Isn't that kind of how it works? Or a used Suburban,
I think there's also all these car companies, the profit is in the options, because the base car costs them X. So the more stuff they put in there, the more profit is probably in it. So for them to pull stuff out, they're making less money. And then, like you said, how low would the take rate be? It's a very small market.
Yeah.
We got some more.
Okay. Picking up a BMW 230i in the next few months. Should I plan on getting rid of it before the factory warranty runs out? Or are used BMWs problems not as bad as everyone makes them seem? I mean, first off, if you're buying a used BMW that's still under factory warranty, you should consider an extended warranty, because they probably have a pretty good CPO extended warranty program that you could get. If the car is still under factory warranty, you could extend it for some amount of money. The 230i is a lovely little car. It's got handles nice.
Yeah, it does.
Cool little car. And based on how I just treated a BMW 2 Series for 3 days, I would not be concerned with the dependability of that vehicle. I can't believe the shit we kicked out of this car for fucking 3 days. Aces.
Well, didn't you say they've been running it for a while and they just changed the fluids and they just changed pads and it just keeps going?
Yeah, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. So
I would also refer to the
forums. It
really
makes you think about how hard you can drive your own cars, honestly. I don't know. I mean, you look at the forums, you look at Consumer Reports, you look at stuff like that. I don't follow the reliability of every single model of car. But yeah, if you're super concerned, I mean, you should, Eric here just bought a G-Wagon, a used one, and he said they offered him, the super extended warranty, and they offered him the prepaid maintenance. It was $1,000 a year for 5 years for the maintenance, and it covers anything that comes up that they might and in conjunction with the warranty. The total thing, this is like a 2-year-old G-Wagon with only a couple thousand miles on it, a G63. And it was like $16,000 for 5 years of warranty and maintenance. I was like, if it covers brakes, you're 100%. You got to go in. If it doesn't, maybe could go either way, because brakes are like $14,000 on that fucking thing. But $1,000 a year for 5 years for all maintenance in a G-Wagon
I would take that.
is a great deal.
Sure.
Like, it actually is a real
Peace of mind is worth it.
really good deal. Yeah.
I just bought a sensor that cost $1,000. So
100% garbage. After years of saving and test driving several different cars, I recently bought a Lotus Evora 400 with 8,500 miles for my 40th birthday. Congratulations. That's awesome. That's a great car. Suggestions on mods to consider first. No. Why do you need mods?
just drive it. Just drive it. You just got it. Drive it for like a year.
Yeah, you don't need to do anything.
And just get to know it. 6 months maybe.
I mean, the only thing maybe I would consider is an exhaust system that doesn't have that valve in it. You know what I mean? Because it has a very distinct on-off. When you cross a certain RPM, the only thing I would do to that car is change it so that's just one consistent sound. Other than that, just go have fun. Just hammer on that car. Just hammer, and drive it. It's a tough car. Enjoy it. I saw a Pearl Jam sticker on a Cybertruck, and a little voice inside said, "What the fuck?"
I think it's based on 50 cents. I took quarter water, sold it in bottles for $2. Coca-Cola came and bought it for billions. What the fuck? I think that's what that is.
Two things which came up on recent shows: the weight of the 911 Turbo and the question of substituting an 18-way seat for a 14-way seat. How much do you think the increase in weight of modern cars is caused by consumers wanting more features, and how much by regulation? It could be equal parts. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what, adding 4 airbags to a car and larger structures, how much weight does that add versus, 2-zone climate, then 4-zone climate, heated and cooled seats.
Yeah.
I mean, those are all like different motors and different heating elements and all kinds of stuff. That's a great question.
It's both. It's definitely not just one or the other. It's definitely both, and it's like a cycle. Of weight and features dynamically. You have the weight from the tech, and then you have tech to combat the weight,
right.
and then around and round
and
it
then
goes.
Larger wheels and tires to combat the weight. And then.
So, as the car gets bigger and heavier, well, now it's got rear steer, so it feels more agile, but that's bigger and heavier.
Right.
So now it's got to have stickier tires and better, 22-inch rims, but those are bigger and heavier. It's just like... It's a circle that just spirals around. Yeah. And then a lot of times like the regulation doesn't always lead. Like someone invents something, and then that something is proven later to save lives, and then it is brought in, right? It's not like the government said you have to put seat belts in cars. Like Volvo invented the 3-point belt, and that, you know what I mean? Like someone invented a thing, and then the government decides to put that in a car. Like the government didn't mandate ADAS. Like someone invented that shit, and then they went, you know what? This saves lives. It needs to be in the car. Shortberry straw cake watch question. I have a fairly small wrist, about 6.5. Would the Notice Canyon be too big for my wrist? No, I don't think so. We designed that watch to fit a wide range of. Do you know your wrist size, Zach?
Nope.
Fits you. I think it looks just fine. Johnny said he had a 6.5-inch wrist, which I didn't think his wrist would be an inch smaller than mine. I have a 7.5-inch wrist, but it fits him. It fits him.
These are the last
What does this
3.
mean? I don't know what that one means.
Okay.
Let's see. Gavin Sullivan says, you often talk about how a car drives isn't worth the money it costs, especially with some high used prices. Do you have a way to quantify that? I've just driven some supercars, and they sure make a Porsche Boxster Spyder look like good value. I mean, there isn't a real way to quantify it. I mean, first off, if you're at a certain level of income where you can buy a car and it doesn't affect your day-to-day life, then it's really about the overall cost of ownership, not how much it costs to buy. It's how much does it buy, how much does it cost to own, and how much do you get back when you sell it, and what's the difference between those two. And you can only play that game if you have enough money to park it without it affecting your life in any other way. And if you can do that, lucky you. That's great. And if you can't, Now we have to talk about the value of a driving experience, right? Now now I can't just buy the thing I want and hope it doesn't depreciate. Now it's how can I get the most for my money in? And so, predictably, there's cars like Boxsters and Corvettes that are great value for money, and Miatas that are a great value, dynamic value for money, and 86s. Used a Lotus Emiras, secondhand, and Navoras, fucking hell yeah, and Elises, all that kind of stuff. But there is not a way to quantify that.
I think the closest I could get is if you made a list of different attributes that sports cars have, like steering feel, steering response, brake pedal feel, engine sound, like the things that you like about a car, and then you tick the box as you go down. Does this car do more of these? Have more of these attributes or fewer of them? Mm-hmm. That's the only. But for me, it's such a subjective question based on how much money you have that when people are like, "This isn't worth $50,000," like, okay, is it? Are there other cars you can get for $50,000 that do these things better? Yes or no. But if it seems like a stretch for you, then it'll never be worth $50,000 in terms of a driving experience because it's just too much money.
Yeah, I mean, the way to quantify it, if you wanted to find one, is you'd look up like car and drivers instrumented testing, and you'd lay that against the cost of the car, and you'd go, wow, the Corvette ZR1, it literally puts the same numbers down as the McLaren 750. I'm making that up, but they are close, for 1/3 of the money. Okay, well that is a way to quantify that. It with instrumented testing is really the only way to do that. But that's not what you're asking, because I'm talking about vibes, And to me, the way that something feels expensive is when you can feel a very precise engineering. That's how you get expensive. Which is where, if you're talking about like particularly older Corvettes or Mustangs or muscle cars or whatever, compared to Porsches or Ferraris or whatever, you can feel the difference in engineering by driving them. One literally feels sloppier and one feels tighter. Danger Noodle, and then we're out of here, says, are you pro or anti dash cams? Do you use them in any or all of your cars? I'm like pro the existence of dash cams. In general, I love seeing a crazy dash cam video. But I'm driving a different car. I'm driving 3 different cars a day sometimes, and so they're to try to carry anything from car to car for me is very difficult. So I don't fuck with a dash cam.
I didn't mount one because I just don't want to tear my interior apart to hardwire one.
Yeah.
But I would do it if it was convenient. Like I might have the guy that wired my speakers, I might have him do a V1 and then go, oh, I have a dash cam from Larry Chen, throw that in there too. But now I have, then there's so much stuff happening on my windshield.
I mean, I don't like cluttering my windshield if I don't have to. But having said that, if I was me but didn't do this job and I was just driving my car to work every day and spent 90% of the time in my one daily driver car, I would probably have a dash cam. I probably would. I'd probably have a fucking suite of electronics in that motherfucker. Because I'd hardwire a V1. Mm-hmm. I would do all that shit that I used to do back when I had a primary car. I had a fucking CB radios in my shit, dude. I was comms ready. Fucking ready to go. Thank you for joining us today on this show. Thank you to our patrons for their continuous and ongoing support. We love you guys so much. We're going to have a December pro show for you very soon. It'll be a drinking show.
Yeah. We got Brian Scotto next week.
Oh, fuck yeah. Tuesday, just fucking buckle in. Prepare for 3 hours because Scotto's going to want to go for some kind of a record.
Let's put the coffee maker here.
We're going to bring the Nespresso and the catheters. It's gonna be very legit. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you guys later. Bye.